Learners, welcome to today's session on work, energy, and power. And this session is very useful for any competitive examinations like NSET, EdSET, CU set, MSET, and more importantly, NDA. So here, without wasting time, I would like to start the concept. So here, what is work? See, work is the measurement of energy transfer that transfer that occurs when object is moved over a displacement by an external force, at least the part of which is applied in the direction of the displacement. So here I given definition for the work. So here this is a surface. On the surface, let us place one block, one of the object. Upon this object, when applied an external force, here it is pulling this block. When this block is pulled over a surface, in what direction we apply the force, in that particular direction we can able to see change in the position of the object, and this change we call as displacement. So here literally the word meaning work is nothing but it is a dot product of force and displacement, where force is a vector. So you can see, okay, I will explain that one. Here, based on the direction, based on the work and displacement, based on angle between force and displacement, the work has been classified into three different types. One is about positive work, negative work, and zero work. So here the word meaning you can see what is that measurement of energy transfer that occurs when an object is moved over a displacement because of external force. That object is moving and that we call work. So here work W equal to F dot S, where F is nothing but force, S is displacement. Here force is a vector and displacement is also vector. But when we are coming to the work, does it scalar or vector? Obviously it is not vector, it is a scalar. Why? Why work is a scalar? Because F is vector and displacement is vector. The reason is that work is nothing but a form of energy. What is that? It is a form of energy concept. So as we know, energy is a scalar. So this form only work. See, work is nothing but what? It is a form of energy. Energy is what? Energy is what? It is a scalar. So obviously, so work is considered as a scalar. That's it. Coming to the dimensions of the work, that is work equal to Fs, where F is nothing but mlt minus 2, S is nothing but L, coming to here ml square t minus 2. This is about the dimension of the work. And what are the units of the work? So that we know very well. F is nothing but Newton, displacement is what? Newton meter. Am I right? Okay, F work, that is nothing but work is nothing but joule, and this is in MKS method. If you are taking about the small units like CGS, that is about erg. So 1 joule is equal to the relation 10 to the power of 7 erg. This is a relation between larger unit of measurement of work, smaller unit of, that means MKS and CGS method. So coming to the types of work, so the work has been classified into based on applied force and theta character. So one is called positive work, negative work, and zero work. What is positive work? For example, we have a surface here and we placed one ball here or one object. We are pushing object in left to right direction. We apply force from left to right. In the similar direction, if the object is moved, the object is moving in similar direction. That means literally in what direction we apply the force, in the similar direction if the object is moves, that we called as positive work. We called as positive work. Coming to next one, if you are taking up the surface, just you can imagine this is a wall. On this wall, let this is a wall. The bottom of the wall we push here. We apply force on the bottom of the wall, but when this top of the wall bricks are falling backward, that means here when we apply force at the bottom of the wall, from the top of the wall, the bricks are falling on your head. This is nothing but negative type of the force. What we call negative type. So here, just you can take your wall, classroom or home. Just you try to apply force on the wall. Does the wall move? No, of course it's not move. So the wall remains stable there only. So that is displacement is zero. So that is nothing but zero work. Based on the theta, theta is between whom? Theta is the angle between force and displacement. If theta is the angle between force and displacement, if 90 degrees, if 0 degrees, if 180 degrees, if the angle between force and displacement, if it is 90 degrees, then this is called as zero work. You can take W equal to dot product. So that is nothing but dot product means cos theta. So dot product is represented by cos theta. So cos 90 obviously 0. So if you are taking this is a parallel, 0 means what? In the similar direction, parallel. So cos 0 is what? 1. So this you will get Fs, that is nothing but max work equal to maximum work. Coming to cos 180, that is about minus 1. What is that? Minus 1. So work equal to minus Fs. So this is all about positive work, negative work and zero work. Like that we have different types of the works based on the mechanism. Okay, clear? Based on the theta. Theta is what? Theta is the angle between force and displacement. Coming to here, in the work, in this concept, we have to discuss about conservative force. What is conservative force? See, conservative force is nothing but force remain constant. So here, this conservative force will be considered as two methods. One is about a conservative work done by the force will be considered the conservative and non-conservative. So what is conservative? In conservative, we called as force is used to do work. The work done moving a particle. See, I am doing some work. I am pushing this object from one place to other. You can take the apple. Apple is falling on earth. Is it right? So apple is falling on earth. It might be falling from this direction. It might be falling from this direction. It may be falling from this direction. So because of the gravity. Am I right? And here this fall of the apple do not depends on path. It is not depends on path. It only depends on, see, you are apple here at the tree, the apple is there. After some time it is at your hand. Before 5 seconds it is at the tree, at the branch of the tree. After 5 seconds it was in your hand. You can just imagine you are standing in front of a tree, under a tree, there is a wind, heavy wind or cyclone, then the apples are falling. The apples are falling from up to down, as you know, from a tree to your hand. They will follow different path, but at the end, the apple, whatever it is to the branch, it is falling in your hand. So that means here what we have to consider, we have to consider initial position and final position. So in a work done where initial and final positions are considered, and that is about conservative force, that is called conservative force. So conservative force means here the work done depends on, the work done by the force depends on only initial position and final positions. It is independent of the path, independent of path. So it do not depends on path, it's only depends on initial and final position. Just you can imagine the other factors like gravitation force, electrostatic force, gravitation force and electrostatic force. So these two forces, they depends on only initial position and final positions. They not depends on the path. So this is about the conservative. Coming to the non-conservative, here the force which is used to do work, and that work depends on path taken. That depends on path taken. So here it is independent of path. Here it depends on path. For example, I am walking on a road. This road apply force on my body. At the same time, I am also applying force on this surface. There is a mutual interaction between man and the surface, a person and surface. This that means friction. This opposing force we call friction. So friction is depends on path. Friction depends on path. Okay, clear? Friction like resistance, drag, that means fluid viscosity. We will have fluid, the resistance of a fluid. So the simple one, friction, the opposing property, it is based on the path, and gravitational force, it is based on the initial position and final position. This is about the conservative force, and this is about non-conservative force. Conservative and non-conservative. Clear? So after this, then we move to the energy. What is the energy? Energy is nothing but ability to do work. So here, energy is the capacity to perform work. To perform some work, we need energy, and it exists multiple forms. But in mechanics, we will consider kinetic and potential energy. What are the multiple forms of energy? As we discussed earlier, that is, we can take electric motor. In the electric motor, electrical energy changes to mechanical energy. Similar way, if you take your battery, like what your mobile, or laptop or tablet, that chemical energy changes to electrical energy. If you go to the generator, in the generator, mechanical energy changes to electrical energy. If you take solar cell, that is, light energy changes to electrical energy. See, there are many forms like thermal energy, heat energy, nuclear energy. So here just I am taking one of the example, motor. Motor electrical energy changed to mechanical energy. Battery chemical energy changed to electrical energy. Generator mechanical energy changed to electrical energy. You can take solar lights, solar cells. They are light energy converted to electrical energy. So here, as of the mechanics, we have mechanical energy, and that is about kinetic energy and potential energy. Kinetic energy, and because we are dealing about the mechanics, So in mechanics we have two forms of energy, that is about the kinetic and potential energy. So first of all, what is kinetic energy? So as we discussed here, energy passes by virtue of motion. Energy passes by, so the energy passes by virtue of motion. Because of motion, whatever energy we have, and that is about kinetic energy. So here, the simple example, a running fan or vehicle or moving ball, running fan or vehicle, moving ball, these are associated with the virtue of motion, so they nothing but kinetic energy. So as we know, kinetic energy, that is 1 by 2 mv square. This is the formula. So here kinetic energy E equal to 1, K equal to 1 by 2 mv square, 1 by 2 m. So just mv square multiply this equation, let us consider 1, this equation by m, then you will get 1 by 2 m square v square by m. So what is mv? P equal to mv, momentum. So we can take 1 by 2 p square by 2m. This is one form of relation between kinetic energy and momentum, kinetic energy and mass. Here literal meaning is what? K is proportional to p square. K is inversely proportional to 1 by m. Clear? So not only that one, we can go with the number of comparisons like p square by 2m. Similar way, if K equal to 1 by 2 m v square, so 1 by 2, so what we can write? V means what? Displacement by time, that means what? S by t. We can also go with the same formula. If you go to the different directions like mass into displacement by time, so if you take in the place of m force, if the body is moved, it is already in motion, it is added by extra action of force, so then it will be associated with the Fa, then Ma, then M equal to F by A. So that is about 1 by 2 F by A, then S by T. We can go with the number of constant. Okay, clear? That's okay. Then coming to the potential energy. So what is potential energy? See, energy by virtue of the position. What is that one? Virtue of position or because of change in its position. For example, a book placed on a table. This book is having potential energy. I pulled one object to the upward. Here it is H. So this is called as potential energy. Means potential energy depends on the height. So potential energy because of the based on the position, based on the height we will define. Potential energy nothing but energy possessed by virtue of its change in position. Virtue of change in position. So we can consider that is P equal to mgh. So here that is P gravitational potential energy. We have elastic potentials like in spring, whatever we have, that are nothing but the water stored in a reservoir. You are sitting on a bench, the book placed on a table. These are having some energy, and that is nothing but potential energy. Then power. What is power? Power measures the rate at which work is done or energy is transferred. It is a dot product of instantaneous force and its instantaneous velocity. Okay, I forgot to tell you. The units energy E, K equal to what? 1 by 2 mv square. Or you can go mgh. So here M means M, L what? L by T. So that means velocity means what? M L square T minus 2. Here you can take this one also, mg. G means acceleration, that means L by T square. Then H means what? L. So that is m L square T minus 2. So the dimensions of the energy is ml square T minus 2. What are the units of the dimension? That is, these are the units of, these are the dimensions of the kinetic energy. So that means energy dimensions are what? ml square T minus 2. So that is about the joule. The unit is what? Joule. Coming to next one, power. Power is nothing but rate of doing work. P equal to W by T. What is that? P equal to, see, there is a schematic diagram as well. We have time taken by A 10 seconds and B is taken 20 seconds. So who done more work? So obviously A done more work. So here we can consider work done, that is nothing but P equal to W by T. Here is illustration, we can take one motor is there and that is at A position. It is having some mass velocity, that is what we have, it is mass and velocity at certain height. So here just you go with this formula. That is what? That is about just you compare these two things. Here also mass M, motor B, and taken 2 seconds. Which is taking more time? That means B taken more, motor B taken more time when compared to the motor A. So here we can say that one, the work done by the motor A is greater than to the motor B. So what is the meaning? That means power is nothing but rate of doing work. That means P equal to W by T. So here P equal to W by T. Then here P equal to W by T. Okay, W means what? Fs. So F means what? ml T minus 2. S means L by T. So finally you will get m L square T minus 3. Am I right? You can check this. So this is about the dimensions of the power. And the units, that is about P equal to W by T. W means what? Here just now we discussed, that is about joule per second. So literally this meaning is watt. So power equal to what? So power units are what? Watt only, sorry. The units of the power is watt. So here 1 kWh, HP also using for the power only. 1 kW equal to kWh, kilowatt hour equal to how many watts? 1 kilo means 1000. Watt, you keep like that only. Hours means what? To 60 minutes, 60 seconds watt. So that means 36 into 10 to the power of 5 watts. Then 3.6 into 10 to the power of 6 watts. This is 1 kilowatt hour equal to 10 to the power of 6 watts. Clear? So then work energy theorem. What is work energy theorem? Work energy theorem, it is simple one. The work energy theorem states that the work done by the net force, is equal to change in kinetic energy. The work done by the net force is equal to change in kinetic energy. That means what? Work W equal to 1 by 2 mv square minus 1 by 2 mu square. Kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy. So this is about work energy theorem. We can also consider 1 by 2 m of v square minus u square. So this is about work energy theorem. What we call work energy theorem. Then finally, conservation. What is conservation? That is, when we look at the concept, the principle, it clearly states that one, mechanical energy in the problem solving, in the conservation, just you can see here this image, wait a minute. So here, conservation energy. Just I'm taking one fan. This fan is a machine. Okay, I will take figure. This is a fan. This fan. Sorry. Just I can take the rice cooker. Sorry, just you can take the heater. So now let us consider heater. Electrical energy enter to the heater. Heater is what? Machine. This machine is electrical energy enter into the machine, then machine generating mechanical energy. After some time, this machine will producing heat, that is nothing but heat energy. What energy? Heat energy. So we can consider mechanical energy changed to, sorry, electrical energy changed to mechanical energy, mechanical energy changed to heat energy. Here what happened? Energy changed from one form to other form. Energy changes from one form to another form. That means energy neither created nor be destroyed. Neither created nor be destroyed. Sorry. Energy neither created. So energy neither created nor be destroyed, but change from one form to another form. Like just we discussed, electrical energy changed to mechanical energy, mechanical energy changed to heat energy. So this is nothing but law of conservation of energy. What is that one? Law of conservation of energy. So these are all key points related to the work energy power. Now I am going to move for the MCQs. The question 1, the first question, a roller coaster car coast from the top of high peak down to lowest dip of the track, ignoring the friction. So let we have a roller coaster car from top to down. It is moving on a track. So what is energy transformation? Question. A roller coaster car from the top of the high down to the lowest dip of the track. From high to down it is moving. In this, friction is ignoring. And what is the energy transformation case? Its potential energy increases while its kinetic energy decreases. Both its potential and kinetic energies increase simultaneously. See, its potential energy decreases while its kinetic energy increases. Its total mechanical energy steadily decreases. So here, what is the answer? You can go for the explanation also. So the answer is, let's see here. As a roller coaster car descends, its height related to the ground decreases. So it is coming from top to bottom, so height is decreasing, meaning it loses gravitational energy. See, already we discussed P is proportional to height. How much height it is having, that much potential it is having, potential energy. So gradually it is coming down. That means potential energy is going to be decreasing. So when potential energy decreasing, obviously that kinetic energy is okay. This potential energy is directly converted to kinetic energy. So from year to year it is downing, so height is decreasing, so that potential energy also decreasing. But as you know very well, total mechanical energy is equal to PE plus KE. If it is decreasing means it will be increasing. It is increasing means this will be decreasing. At the end it must be mechanical energy equal to mechanical energy. So kinetic potential energy decreasing, obviously that means what? Kinetic energy is increasing. So that means while this car, whenever it is coming from top to bottom, its speed is increasing. So that speed is related to the kinetic energy. When speed is increases in the absence of the non-conservative forces like friction, the mechanical energy remains strictly conserved so that potential energy decreasing, kinetic energy is increasing whenever it is coming from top to bottom. Because of this particular reason, the total mechanical energy remain constant. So question number 2. So the question number 2, what? A heavy block starting from rest is pushed across a smooth, frictionless floor by a constant horizontal force. The instantaneous power divided by this force. Okay, let us consider we have to go for the power. So power P equal to what? W by T. Just you go to here, W means what? F S T. So you keep F as it is. S by T means what? Velocity. So that means Fv. Am I right? So that is about Fv. Clear? Then now momentum P equal to Fv. What is F? F is nothing but MAV. Can we write like this? Okay, clear? MV. Then when you are coming to the MAV, what is the question? AV block starting from rest. That means initial velocity is what? 0. So you go for the kinematic equation. V equal to U plus AT. So that means U will be 0. V equal to what? 80. So that MA 80. In the place of V, we can take 80. That means your answer P, sir, not answer, your next step is what? P equal to M A square T. Now the relation is what? Relation between P and T. Indirectly they are asking about relation between P and T. That means P proportional to T. Do we have this one? Yes, of course. Option C. Let's see here what we have. The power is product of the force and velocity. That we know very well. Where force is constant, a constant force produces a constant acceleration F equal to ma. Using kinematic equation V equal to U plus AT. And initial velocity is what? 0. So we get V equal to AT. Substituting this back into power equation, that means P equal to ma square T. Indirectly what? P and T. That is mass and acceleration are constant and P directly proportional to T. And question number 3. An industrial elevator of mass 500 kg is lifted vertically to a height of 20 meters in 10 seconds. What is the average power required for this lift? You have to find average power. First of all, given data, mass M is 500 kg. Height is what? That is about 20 meters. Then time is how much? Time T equal to 10. Clear? Now you need to find potential energy. What is the average power required? Average power formula. Average power formula W. See, P equal to, first of all, W by T. P equal to what? W by T. Clear? P equal to W by T. So what is W? W is nothing but work done. So that is about an industrial elevator. See, lifting. Lifting means what? It is energy possessed by virtue of the position. So that is about the W equal to mgh by T. Replace the values. So you will get M is 400, then G is 10, height is 20 by what is T? T given 10 seconds. So it is 500 into 20, which is nothing but 500 into 20, that is about 10,000 watts. You can see here. So answer is, that is about the option B. The work done by the elevator motor against the gravity is equivalent to the gain in potential, that is W equal to mgh. So 5, that means after replacing data, then you will get work equal to some value. Then average power means we have to divide with the 10. So that is about 10 kilowatts, 10,000. Clear? So now question number 4. Okay, what is the question number 4? That is a body is, a projectile is fired upward at an angle neglecting air resistance. Which of the following remains constant? You taken a projectile. A projectile fired upward at an angle. See, projectile means only angle. A thrown object with sudden angle, that is nothing but projectile. So one is thrown, so it is projectile. A sudden angle, that is theta angle. So resistance is neglected. The following is constant. Which of the following is constant? So here, see, whenever you are thrown an object in the upward direction, startingly we have more kinetic energy, while it is moving upward because of the effect of the gravity, it is gradually decreasing. At the end we have the potential energy. So at the end, potential energy plus kinetic energy both will be remain conserved. So the total mechanical energy will be equal. So your option is C. So you can see in the absence of the non-conservative forces such as air resistance, the only force acting on the projectile is gravity. What is that? Gravity. In the absence of air resistance, only gravity is acting, because gravity is conservative. So which it depends on initial and final position. So that initial is what? Kinetic energy. Final is what? Potential energy. So this one, kinetic energy and potential energy both have to be conserved. So that means both that is equal to sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy equal to mechanical energy. So total mechanical energy, sum of kinetic and potential energy of the system remain perfectly conserved throughout the flight of the path. Coming to fifth one, two particles with masses of 4 grams and 5 grams possess the exact same kinetic energy. What is the ratio of the magnitude of their linear momenta? So linear momenta. So you can see, I will go for the explanation first of all. The formula relating to the linear momenta, as we discussed here, P equal to root 2 mk. Because the kinetic energy is identical for the both particles, so momentum is directly proportional to square root of the mass. So you can come to here. First of all, K equal to what? 1 by 2 mv square, and from this concept we got K equal to 1 by 2 p square by 2m. Am I right? Then p square equal to, something is missing in the stylus, sorry. So p square equal to 2 mk, that means kinetic energy. In the question under, okay, this is p square equal to 2 mk, p square equal to 2 mk, p equal under root of 2 mk. In the question both are having same kinetic energy, then we should go with the moment is proportional to only mass. Moment is proportional to kinetic energy, but here kinetic energy is same for both, so we have to go with the, that is mass only. So that means P1 by P2 is proportional to, that means root M1 by M2. So what is mass? One is 4 kg, another one is what? 6 kg. Root 4 by 9, which is nothing but 2 by 9. So your answer is 2 by 9. Sorry, not 9. 9 means what? 3. Sorry. So that is about 3. Okay, sixth one. A uniform rope of length 10 meters and total mass is 5 kg is hanging vertically from a high ceiling. What is the total work done required? What is the total work done required to pull the entire rope up to the ceiling? So here, first of all, go for to calculate the work done in lifting a uniform distributed mass, you must lift its center of the mass. For freely hanging 10 meters uniform rope, the center of mass is located exactly at its midpoint, which is 5 meters down from the ceiling fan. Let us consider we have a uniform rope of length 10 meters and total mass is 5 kg vertically hanged. So this is about 5 kg hanged from high ceiling, here top, and here what is the total work required to pull the entire rope up with the ceiling? So to pull the rope along with the ceiling, what work we have to done? For this, we have to consider given data. First of all, length given, that is 10 meters. Let us consider L equal to 10 meters, mass equal to 5 kg, and obviously G equal to 10. So here, first we should go with the, what is that? That is about the formula. Okay, what formula we have to choose? Let me clear one thing. So as of that one, rope we have tension. That is, we should consider the length of the, what we call, first of all you go for the mass by linear density mu. What is that? Linear density, mass by, first of all you go for the linear density. What is m? M is nothing but 5. What is the length? 10. Obviously it is what? So the linear density, how much they given to you, that we need to find. So okay, no need to go with the same thing also. Just we have P equal to mgh. M is how much? 5. G 10. Height is what? 10. 5 10 25 250. Do we have the same one? Okay, no problem. Directly, no other calculation, just enough. This is enough. So power, what about the time? That also we should recall, no? Okay, that is, wait a minute. So time is given 10 meters. Time is not given. Please choose the time that is for, you can take 5 minutes. You can take 5 seconds. Time also. Sorry, you should use 5-second time. So P equal to W by T. So W means what? mgh. So M is what? 5. And G is what? 10. Height is what? 10. Time is what? 5. So your answer is 100. So you can go with anyone. That is about the 100 joules. Okay, coming to the 7th one. In a uniform electric field, a charged particle is moved from coordinate A to B along the, what is that? I am going fastly, don't worry. A to B along the 3 distinct paths: straight diagonal line, wide semicircle, and jagged step path. The work done along these 3 paths in the W1, W2, W3, out of which, first of all, what beta? We have point A and B. Let us consider this is point A, this is point B. First of all, 3 straight line A to B. Next, semicircular path. You can take semicircular path. Then jagged path. That means you can take this one. Okay, clear? Okay, no problem. You can also use same symbol. So this is straight line. Where is the straight line? This is diagonal one. You can take the 1, semicircle 2, then jagged, that you can take the 3rd. Okay, clear? So now respectively we have 3 different points. So you can go with one. Okay, what is that? The work done in these 3 paths, which is better one? So whatever we have, that is the work done along these 3 paths. See, in electrostatic field like gravitational field, the conservative is vector field. The work done by any conservative force on the object moving between 2 points is entirely independent of the path. See, electrostatic is a conservative force, and this depends on only initial and final position. It does not depend on the path. Okay, clear? You should understand one thing. Electrostatic force is a conservative force. This conservative force is only depends on initial and final positions, not depends on the path taken. So finally we can understand that one, W1, whatever path they taken, that doesn't matter. We have to focus on initial and final position, that is W1 equal W2, W2 equal W3. Coming to the 8th question. A small toy car of 50 grams moves along the x-axis. Its position in meters varies with the time in time t in seconds according to the equation x equal to t square plus t. What is the net work done? What is the net work done? So first of all we have to go with the work done. Okay, first let's see here. Velocity by differentiating. First of all we have displacement. So we have velocity. Velocity, that means initial velocity is how much? It meters and varies. A small toy car 50 moves with the x-axis, its position in meter with various seconds. Equation, what is it? So let us consider initial velocity at t equal 0, that is about the u equal 1 minute, and final velocity is what? That is about the, you can take the 2 seconds. So first 2 seconds, that means one is 0 and one is 2. Applying work energy theorem, then you will get this equation. Let first we are going to consider here. First of all, given data, that is what we have work energy principle formula, that is W equal to 1 by 2 m of v square minus u square. This we know very well. First of all, we are given the data, then dx by dt equal to v. So this will be 4t plus 1. What is that? 4t plus 1. Clear? Now first 2 seconds, that means 0 and 2. So 0, 4 into 0, 0 plus 1, this is about 1. Now 2. 4 to 8, 8 plus 1, that is about 9. So 1, 9. What is that one? 1 meter per second initial velocity and 9 meter per second, that is about the final velocity. Now you go for the formula. What is the formula here? 1 by 2. What is m beta? M is nothing but 50 grams. What is that one? 50 grams. 50 grams means what? 50 into 10 to the power of. Otherwise you can take 50 grams means what? In kg, 0.050 into 1 by 2. V square, what is V square? 9 square initial. So that finally you will get, after simplification you will get 2. Okay. Okay, clear. Ninth one, a construction crane hoists a 1000 kg steel beam at a constant speed to a vertical height of 15 meters in 50 seconds. What is the average power output of the crane? So you have to go with the power formula. Again, P equal W by T. So what is W? Let us consider P equal to W by T. So W what? mgh by T. Lift means we are taking potential energy. M is what? 1000. G what? 10. Height is what? 50. Then what is time taken? That is about 50 seconds. Clear? So 5 1 ja, 5 3 ja. So finally, obviously, you will get answer 30. Oh my God! Wait a second. Wait a second, my dears. That is about, okay. The question is about the 9.8 approximately. Okay, taken 1000 into 9.8 and 15 by 50. After the calculation, 2940 watts. Okay, question number 10. A large truck of mass 5m and a small passenger car of mass m are traveling down a highway with the same exact linear momentum. What is the ratio of the kinetic energies of the truck and the car? So obviously here, let me go with the relation. What is the relation? The relation between kinetic energy momentum is K equal to P square by 2m. So here obviously same exact linear momentum. So we are not going to consider P. Just you consider kinetic energy is opposite to the mass. Kinetic energy of the truck, kinetic energy of the car is equal to, up both are inversely proportionality. So that mass of car, mass of truck. What is car? Car is m, truck is 5. So that is m by 5m. So that kt by kc is equal to 1 by 5. Okay, question number 11, that's about to calculate the work done by position dependent force. F equal to x plus 5 Newton that acts on a particle displacing, what is that? Displacing it from x 1 meter to 4 meters. First, let us going to consider variable formula. The work done by the variable force, that is x1 to x, which is nothing but F dot dx. You should use this particular formula. Let us consider W equal to integration from x1 to x2 f dot dx. So here what is f? That is 2x plus 5 of dx. Go for integration 2x dx plus 5x dx from where to where? From x1 to x2. This I'm simply shortcutting. I'm taking 2 of x square by x. What is the formula? X power n plus 1 by n plus 1. So am I right? Yes, of course. Then 5x square by 2. So here these two will be cancelled. Then x square plus 1 by 2 5x square. Clear? So here that is what is x? So that is about 1 to 4. You can take that one. X of 4 minus 1. So squaring. So squaring means 4 square minus 1 square. What is that one? 4 square minus 1 square plus 5 of 4 square minus 1 square. So for 16, that means 15 plus 5 of 15. How much? Okay, let me say. Done any mistake here? Please let me please be patient here. Please hold on. What mistake I made here? Nothing is changing. So 4 square plus. It's not like that. Okay, there is 5 of x square. That is about. Okay, no problem. We can also go with the same. See, after the integration, that is 2x square means x square plus 5x. Integration from minimum to maximum. So what is upper limit? So 4 square plus 5 of 4 minus of 1 square plus 5 of 1. So here 16 plus. So after simplification you will get 30 dollars. Okay, we can go with this one also. The simplest method. Okay, now coming to the 12th one. A 200 kg motorcycle drives around a perfectly circular track of radius 20 meters. If the centripetal force keeping the motorcycle in a circular path is 500 Newton, what is the kinetic energy of the motorcycle? So if we can go for a centripetal force is Fc equal to mv square by r. The given data Fc equal to 500 Newton or equal to 20 meters, and they arrange the formula, then after mv square, then you will get Fr, that means 10,000. When we so the formula is 1 by 2 mv square. So here simply one, just you get to the, you need to find kinetic energy. K equal to what formula? That is 1 by 2 mv square. In the given data 1 by 2. What is m? M is given. Of course m is given, that is about. Why can't you use this formula? I will go with it. Okay, this is according to centripetal character we should go. Okay. Then is centripetal force, that is about mv square by r. From this one we will get mv square. Okay, we can directly go this one, but as per the context we should go with the according to centripetal character. So that is the reason mv square by r equal to fc. So fc equal to, then mv square equal to fc into r. What is centripetal force? That is about 500. What is distance? 20. So that is about 10,000. Clear? Now replace this mv square here. That is 1 by 2, 200, then 10,000. Then you will get the answer. That is about 5,000. Okay, clear? Okay, 13th one. Two solid spheres of identical mass are launched horizontally. The first sphere is launched with the initial velocity u, and the second sphere is launched with the initial velocity for u. What is the kinetic energy? So obviously we know very well. Kinetic energy depends on what? Kinetic energy is proportional to v square. Mv square. Okay. Here you can take the kinetic energy is what? Mv square. That means Ke1 by Ke2 is equal to V1 square by V2 square. So what is V1? V1 is nothing but u square, u, that means u square. And what is u V2? That is about the 4u square. So finally what you will get? That is about u square by 16 u square, that means 1 by 16. Okay, coming to 14th one. A hydroelectric dam channels water down a 50-meter high spillway. If a water flows onto the turbine blades at the mass flow rate 500 kg per second, what is the theoretical power supplied to the turbine? So again we have to go with the which formula? Work means power formula only. So what is the power formula? Power formula is what? That is about P equal to W by T. W is nothing but mgh, lift to dam, so electric power, so electric means dams, water storage devices, cranes, there we should use this formula only, power. If you have power means mgh by T. So as of the given data, power can be expressed as mgh by T, where m by T, see, mass flow rate, we can rearrange this one is m by T gh. Here clearly mention mass flow per rate, that is about 500. G watt 10. Height is what? Given, that is 50. After replacing sufficient data, then you will get 25,000 watts. So that is about 25,000, sorry, 250. 25,000 means 25,000. Converting kilometers, 250,000. Okay, sorry, 2,50,000. Sorry, 2,50,000. Okay, your answer 250 kW. Okay, coming to the 15th one. That's about, it's about the a proton and much heavier alpha particle are accelerated through a particle accelerator until they reach the exact same linear momentum. Which particle possesses the larger kinetic energy? So generally we discuss here relation K E, kinetic energy is equal to P square by 2m. This we know very well. We have proton, we have, what is that one? Much heavier particle alpha. So much heavier particle means what is? Alpha particle is heavy mass. So what is our question? Which particle is having more kinetic energy? So that means obviously if kinetic energy is high means mass will be small. Is it right? If the kinetic energy is small means mass will be high. So this is the thing. So here alpha particle is heavy mass, so its kinetic energy is very less. So here question is which particle is having more kinetic energy? So that means which is having less mass. So the obviously proton. So from the relation K equal to P square by 2m, we know that for a constant momentum P and kinetic energy is inversely proportional to mass, because the proton has significantly smaller mass than the alpha particle, it must have larger kinetic energy. So go with this relation. If less mass, more kinetic energy. Coming to 16 one, a 100 kg rail car rolling at 4 meters per second collides with and firmly couples to the stationary rail car of the exact same mass of 100 kg. What is the post collision velocity of the combined cars? So here we should go with which formula? That is, let us consider first of all one car, rail car, another rail car. Here we have one is about the 100 kg car is railing at what is 4 meters per second with a firmly coupled with the stationary rail car. What is the exact mass? That is also 100 kg. What is velocity of this one? You need to find. So we go with which formula? That is about the conservation momentum formula. What is that one? We go with the m1 v1 equal to m2 v2. So here this represents perfectly inelastic collision. We apply law of conservation momentum. What is the formula? m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Am I clear? So we can go with the formula. So here obviously we can use this simple formula. m1 v1 m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 plus m2 v2. Here the post collision velocity is what? Final velocity you need to find. So here obviously we should go with the same thing scenario, that is about what is that one? m1 100. Okay, no problem. That formula is what? m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 v1 and m2 v2. So this is common, v2 is common, final velocity common after the inelastic collision, so that one we can write m1 plus m2 of v. Replace the data, that is m1 v1 m2 v2 equal to m1 plus m and v. After reshuffling we will get v equal to 2 meter per second. Coming to 17th one, that is about the stretching a heavy industrial spring by displacement x from its equilibrium position. It required 5 joules of work. How much total work is required to stretch the spring by displacement x? Say we have a spring and this spring I made x displacement. For that I used 5 joules of work. The work done is 5 joules. I want to go with the 3x displacement. 3x distance. So what amount of the energy, what amount of the work I have to done? This is the question. So finally, in the elastic potential energy stored in the spring is what? That is the formula we have, u equal to 1 by 2 kx square. So from this one, u is proportional to x square. Simple one. U is proportional to x square. So that u1 by u2 equal to x1 square by x2 square. So u1 by u2 equal to, what is x1? You keep like that only. X1 is what? X1 is x. What is x2? That is about 3x square. So u1 by u2 equal to, that is about x square by 9x square. What is that? 9x square. So what they given here? Okay, they given work also. Work how much given? 5 joules. So stretching heavy equilibrium position of require 5 joules of work. How much work is done? So obviously this is how much. Yes, of course, this is like that only. It will be cancelled. So finally what you will get? u1 by u2 equal to 1 by 9 or u2 by u1 equal to 9. Okay, clear? So that what is the work done? So u2 equal to work done W is clear. Then amount of what is that? That is about the 5. So energy is what? That is about, okay, wait, you go with this one only. I'm getting a call. Okay, that is u1, u2 by u1 equal to 3x by x square whole square equal to 9, 3 square, that is nothing but 3. So finally u equal to 45. You can with the direct formula, you can check the formula. See, if extended by x yield u1 equal 5j and extended by 3x, that energy will be u2. See, you can go with this one. If extended by u1, that is 5j and ut is nothing but 3x characters. You simply go with the same only. That is the best option is what? That is what we have, that is u2, sorry, just okay, no problem, u2 by u1 equal to x2 by x1 square. What is x2? x2 is nothing but here it clearly given, that is about 3x by x, that means 9. Clear? So 9 we have, so 9 into how much joule? That is 45. Okay, coming to 18th one. So what is that? That is 10 kg 10 kg artillery cell sitting at rest on the ground explode into 2 fragments of 2 kg and 8 kg. The 2 kg fragment shoots off with the velocity of 20 meter per second. What is the kinetic energy of the 8 kg fragment? So you give, okay, we will see. Simple one. The cell initial at rest, its initial momentum was 0. By the conservation of momentum, m1 u1 plus m2 v2 equal to m1 plus m2 of v. So v is 0, so that is nothing but 0. So m1 u1, see, m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to m1 plus m2 v. V is 0, so that is the reason m1 plus m1 u1 plus m2 u2 equal to 0. Meaning two fragments must equal and opposite meaning momenta. That means p1 equal to p2. 0 coming means p1 equal to p2. Then the magnitude of momentum for the 2 kg fragment is mv, which is nothing but how much we have 2 kg, velocity 20, so that is nothing but 40 kg meter per second. Similar way 8 kg momentum, that is about already given, that is again same formula. You can go with the 8 into what is the value, that is 8 mass is 8, so that is 40 kg. So the fragment will be, you need to find the work done. So here it is 40 kg for the 8, that is about 8 tanja, sorry not 8 tanja, that is about the fragment of the mass. Okay, fragment mass therefore also have the moment of magnitude. So the momenta, whatever momenta they have for the 2 kg, the similar momenta for the, according to the law of conservation of momentum, they have equal momenta, that is 40 kg 40 kg. So 8 kg formula is what? So that k equal to p square by 2m. So you go with the p is nothing but 40, p square means 40 square, 2m. So 2 and 8, after that you will get 100. Okay, quickly I am going, sorry. Two smooth stones of equal mass are thrown such that the ratio of their linear momenta is 3/4. What is the corresponding ratio of their kinetic energies? See, just we know very well relation k equal to, you please you go with this explanation, just I am directly going to steps. P equal to what beta? P square by 2m. So here what is the two smooth equal masses? So no, so k is proportional to p square. That means k1 and k2 equal to p1 by p2. Okay, clear? p1 square by p2. What is momenta? That is 3/4 whole square, which is nothing but 9/16. So that is about 9/16. Coming to question number 20. A 10 kg box is dragged 5 meters across the horizontal rough floor at constant velocity. If the coefficient of kinetic friction between the box and the floor is 0.2, what is the work done by the applied force? See, applied force formula that we know very well, kinetic energy, kinetic friction F k equal to mu n. Is it right? What is that one? Mu m. So mu means what? mgn. Clear? mg. Here we have F equal to mu. N is nothing but normal force. M is nothing but normal force. Okay. So just you go Fk equal to mu kn, where n stand for mg. So now replace data. Mu k is how much given? 0.2. And what is mass? That is 10 kg. What is gravity? 10. So that is about 20 Newton. Therefore the force applied because of kinetic friction, that is about 20 newtons. Now work done. Work done formula is F into S or F into D. So that is about 20 into 5, that is about 100. Okay, 21. The electric vehicle of 1500 kg moves a constant velocity 20 meter per second on a flat road. If the total resistive force or air drag or rolling resistance amount of 500 newtons, what is the mechanical power output? So again we go for the power output, that is P equal to W by T. Okay, clear? Let me go with the same way. So given data is what? That is what we have. P equal, we can go with the formula P equal to mgh by T, P equal to Fv. As of given data, we have velocity, we have mass. Then we go for F equal to m a v. Okay, clear? So that means here 500 newtons. F equal to how much beta? 500. Velocity is what? 20. So that is about 10,000. That means 10 kilowatts. So you can, no other option, just you go with this particular formula, that is about F equal, P equal to Fe. 22nd one. A simple balloon consists of bob of mass m attached to a string of length L. It is pulled aside until the string is completely horizontal and then released from the rest. What is the velocity of the, okay, the bob when it reaches to the lowest point of the swing. So we go for the simple pendulum. So here simple pendulum point, and this is a bob, it is extreme position. Here the kinetic energy is minimum, here kinetic energy is max, here also minimum. Here potential energy is max and here potential energy minimum. So now we go for the potential energy formula, that is about the mgh, that is nothing but mgl. So now here what is the question? It is pulled aside until the string is completely horizontal, then released from the rest. What is the velocity of bob when reaches the lowest point of the string? That means this point only, the mean position. That means mgh is equal to potential energy is equal to kinetic energy. Mgh equal to half mv square. So h means what here? L. mgl equal to 1 by 2 mv square. After replacing, we will get mm will be out. Then what we need to find? Okay, that is mgl equal to 1 by 2 mv square. Then v square equal to 2gh. 2gh means what? L only, na? So v equal to root 2gl. Coming to 23rd, a car traveling with the initial velocity u applies its brakes and skids to a halt over a stopping distance d. If the same car were traveling at an initial velocity 3u and applied exact same braking force, what would be the new stopping distance? So here you need to find the stopping force. That means you should go with the work energy principle. What is that one? Work energy principle, that is W equal to 1 by 2 mv square minus 1 by 2 mu square. This is the formula we should use here. So according to this theorem, the work done by the braking force is equal to the changing kinetic energy. So here first of all, work formula is what? F into distance or displacement. That is 1 by 2. Stopping means what? It is coming to the rest. So you can go with the mu square or v square. Stopping is 1. This I am taking 0. So that is about the. So now what is it? Distance is proportional to v square. You can we take like this? Of course, why not? We will consider this equation also. So here what is this? Is 3u. Velocity is how much? 3. So that means 3u square, which is nothing but 9. The factor is 9th distance. You can go with the 9th distance. Okay, now 24th one. Constant force is applied to compress an ideal spring by a distance x from its equilibrium state. The work done during the compression is W. If the spring is further compressed to total distance of 4x from equilibrium, what is the total work done? Total work done. So in the spring, that force we will consider as, that is 1 by 2. Work done is nothing but 1 by 2 kx square. In spring, this formula we are using for the energy representation. So here let we have a constant force applied to compress ideal spring by distance x from its equilibrium. The work done during this compression is W. The spring is further compressed to the total distance 4x from equilibrium. What is the total work done? So work equal to 1 by 2 kx square. So literally that meaning is what? One is at x1, the other factor is about the 4x, x and 4x. So simple one, you should go with the same thing. Both are W1 by W2 equal to 4x. Formula is what? 4x x square. So that is about W1 by W2 equal to 16. W1 equal to 16 W2. So your answer is 16 W. So you can also see the simple way here. The work done to The work done to compress the spring is given by 1 by 2 kx square. It indicates that it is proportional to the square of the displacement. W1 is equal to W at what? W1 is equal to W at the displacement of x1 equal to x. The new displacement is x2 equal to 4x. The total work done W2 W1 equal to 4x by x, that is nothing but 16. Coming to 25th one. A moving billiard ball of mass m undergo perfectly elastic head-on collision with an identical stationary billiard ball. After the collision, what percentage of the initial kinetic energy is transmitted to the initially stationary ball? So here, in a perfect relative, one dimension is head-on and collision is between two objects is equal to the mass. The object completely exchange their velocities. Since second ball was initially stationary, that means it will be 0. It takes and exerts the initial velocity of the first ball, that means u2 equal to u1. Conversely, the first ball comes to the complete stop at v1 because second ball assumes that full mass and velocity state. The first ball is originally 100%. See how much, see, billiard ball, it is undergoes perfectly elastic head-on and collision. At what percentage of impact we have in kinetic energy, the same will be reflected. So nothing is changed. That is the reason, see, momentum and kinetic energy both are conserved in elastic collision. So perfect elasticity means that is only, na. So here, okay, no bro, I will go with this one. We can go for the step 1. We have a formula according to law of conservation of momentum. m1 v1 equal to m2 u2 plus m1 v1 v2. Here the masses m1 is equal to m2 and m2 equal to m. So initial, that is final velocity, that means initial velocity of ball 2 is 0. Now replace here m1 u1, this will be 0. Then m1 v1 plus m2 v2. So dividing the equation by m, then what you will get? You will get u1 equal to v1 plus v2. Just keep one side. First of all, the given that is what? The initial velocity of ball is u1. Initial velocity of the second ball is u2, that is 0. Initial kinetic energy of the system is 1 by 2 m u1 square. And final state is 1 by 2 m v2 square. And final velocities are what? v1 and v2. So step 2, after conservation energy formula, then 1 by 2 m1 u1 square plus 1 by 2 m2. See, this is the conservation of energy principle. Now u2 equal 0. After replacing data, then divide by the 1 by 2 m. Then you will get u1 square equal to v1 square plus v2 square. This is the equation 2. Now when you go with the equation 2, then you will, after replacing data, then you will get the 0. So this is all about the answer. Thank you.